Hi. Are you mad because she's in your bed? Hmm? You want up here? Well, how do you manage to look at me like that all the time? You want to come up here? You want to come here? Hey. Sissy's looking at me like she wants up here. You want up here? Yes. Hold on. Come here. Oh, God, I just stepped on your head. Come here. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's me. I've not had a whole lot go on, really, to be honest. I mean, just standard day-to-day stuff. We resubbed on our game and I've been playing that a little bit. And I went and saw a movie today. I saw The Long Walk, and I could not believe... First of all, I mean, there was some younger, like, teenagers there, which, like, whatever, you know, teenagers. But somebody brought, I'm not even kidding, somebody brought, like, a 10-year-old with a stuffy to The Long Walk. And I was just like, I'm so glad I'm medicated, because honestly, I just wanted to say something to these parents. The movie is fairly graphic. I mean, is it the most graphic thing I've ever seen? No, I've seen Hostels. But it's graphic. When they get rid of the people in the walk, it's very graphic. And that kid did not need to be there by any stretch of the imagination. So, and she was sitting like 3 chairs down from me with a stuffy. And I'm like, what are you even doing? Yeah, that's great. Perfect. I'm a normal, average sized person. If you don't like it, fuck off. Anyway, so to continue on. So I went and saw that today. I forgot that it was out. I was going to go see it when it first came out the first day, and I lost track of what day it was. So, my nose ring, thank you. Oh, good. Good, Audra. Now you have no excuses. Now you gotta do it. Do I shop at Walmart in America? Yup. If you're gonna keep bothering me, I'm just gonna block you. So, I'm really not feeling it today. Matter of fact, speaking of which, so I put up a video on my normal account, which is the ryan.lee.tm, and on TikTok, and I put up a video of my new bird. And I was actually given a loaner cage for the bird because my cage won't be here till next Friday. And you guys, if you follow me, if you watch my videos, you know that I have gigantic bird cages for my birds. And in order to get this bird, my husband said I had to get a matching bird cage. So, fueling my Lego obsession. You're so funny. Anyway, where the fuck was I now? You made me laugh and I forgot what I was... Oh, yeah. So, in order to get the bird, I was going to pay for it and have them hold it, but they were going to have to hold it for like a week and a half. And is everybody in America as rude as me? Yeah, pretty much. We're a great country. We're all assholes. Don't you understand? That's why most people hate us. Anyway, so I went in to see if I could pay for the bird and they'd hold it. It was too long for them to hold it. So I was going to have to buy a small cage until the big cage came. And so I asked the shop owner if I could rent the cage the bird was currently in. He told me, because I'm there like 3 times a week, he knows me. He was like, just bring me back the cage when you get the new cage. So he's in the shop cage. That's the cage he was in at the shop. And, so the bird is in the shop cage right now, and it's not big enough. I don't like how big it is. But the one I was gonna buy was probably a little bit smaller than that because I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I spent $150 on the one that's coming Friday. Hopefully before Friday. It says it's gonna be here Friday, but it's already shipped, so hopefully it comes sooner. And I bought the light for the cage tonight. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. It said to order within 2 minutes to get it tomorrow, so let's hope that it shows up tomorrow. I have a light on top of all my cages, so I got a light for him, and he's doing all right. He can be pretty loud. He can be pretty loud. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So our lawnmower started to work. I can't remember where I was in the lawnmower debacle. I think, if I remember correctly, I'd gotten it to the back, and then the starter gear went out. And after the starter gear went out, we got it to work. No, we didn't get it to work. Then the battery died. After we got the starter gear to fix, the battery died. So I went and got a new battery. And it started up, and we mowed 95% of the lawn. And he got off the mower for a second, and it wouldn't start back up after all that. So the lawnmower decided it wasn't going to run for the 12th time. Well, the next morning we got it running again. I don't know if it was just hot or over flooded or what it was, but we got it up and going again, and we got it up by the house, and we have not turned it on since. So I don't really know where we are in the lawnmower debacle right now currently. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm having a hard, I can't, because my glasses are on, I'm having a hard time focusing because they're for far away. So I'm having a hard time to see. If I hold it back, maybe a bit better. Not a duck, honey. I don't have ducks. Yeah, I'm going to be getting new glasses here soon. This prescription's a little weird. It was originally done as bifocals, and I had them redo it, and because I couldn't handle the bifocal. So, I can see really good far away, but up front, it kind of acts weird. So I have to hold everything about this far away in order to read correctly, which is frustrating. So I'm going to go and get some new glasses. It's been over 2 years, almost 2.5 years. No, 2 years. It's been almost 3 years. I think it's been 3 years since I've got glasses. So, what happened to my nose? I don't know. Oh, I had a little zit thing that I scratched. Was it flooded? I think so. So, let's see what else. So, the lawnmower was acting screwy, and now it's up by the house. We're getting ready to I got the new steps on the back. We're getting ready to get new steps on the front. We're going to tear down my ramp and put new steps out the front of my deck instead of the side, so that our septic tank doesn't have something over it, because the access is underneath the ramp, and it's a bitch to get to when you have to do the clean out every couple years. So the ramp's getting kind of squishy, so we decided we're going to put in a set of stairs off the front of the deck. Hoping to get that done in the next couple weeks, maybe. Hoping to get my glasses in the next couple weeks. We were hoping to go to Michigan possibly in about a month. Next week he's getting part of his sign-on bonus. He gets it quarterly. And it would be enough to get the new cabinets. I want to get rid of the cabinets that we have. They're not really cabinets. They're it's like a pantry door system. And I want to get rid of the pantry that we had and get new ones. I need 4 of them. So his bonus will technically pay for all 4. But I don't know. I might wait. I don't know. I haven't quite decided what I want to do yet. So yes, I like Halloween. But yes, I like horror movies. Hey, Aussie, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. I've been asked a few times when I was going to go live again, and so I was like, I decided I was going to go live tonight, and then I found out that the movie was tonight. So when I got home from the movie, I ate some lasagna, watched another episode of Love is Blind, and then decided to go live. I was going to go live on TikTok, but somebody requested that it was on YouTube so they could watch it later if they fell asleep. I don't plan on being on like super long, so I don't really see that being an issue, but decided it was probably good to go on YouTube anyways. Okay, Audra, that sounds good. Let's see. What is that? I have never seen a graphic on YouTube ever. That is so cool. I've never seen that. I didn't know you could send graphics on YouTube. But yeah, so I've gotten, I bought some laundry pods off of TikTok that they just shipped them. The ones that are like, they have like, they look almost like a flower, like 5 little pods with something in the middle. I bought a bucket of those. Don't ask me why. I needed new detergent anyways, and I was like, why not? It comes in a bucket. So I bought 100 pods for $9.99, but $9.99 plus $9.99 shipping. So it wasn't that much of a deal. But my final destination, oh yeah. And then I got the Dr. Maloxum. You guys know I use the face stuff. I got the one that you can put on your body. It's like in a spray bottle. It works. It works just as well as the one that goes on your face. It took a little while to get here, but it does work as well as the one you put on your face. So that's pretty cool. I got some bird toys that came today. I got a thing of 9 bird toys and some treats. And then I think tomorrow, I'm supposed to get the next set of bird toys, which is about 8 or 9 of them, with some treats. And so my new bird will have about 18 toys in its cage if I put them all in there. I tend to overbuy toys for sure. I have probably 6 toys that are not being used, put away right now currently too. So did I get any more baskets? So the parakeets and the finches both have baskets. I did not get the cockatiel a basket because I got it a whole foraging pack. So it's got a pack of with a couple swings and bells and balls and stuff. And then I got a foraging pack, which is all the paper stuff. So did this turn into TikTok? I did not know that you could do stuff like that. But no, I didn't end up getting another basket because I ended up getting the whole foraging pack. So I don't know how much or how well this cockatiel is going to like toys. It took my finches about 2-3 weeks to actually start playing with their foraging toys. And they play with them a little bit differently than my parakeets do. So I don't know how the cockatiel is going to work because right now it's sitting in the cage, squished. It's squished. There's 2 perches, and he's sitting up on the top one, squishing himself. I don't want to like move anything around in the cage because it's not my cage because it's being loaned to me. So I don't want to move the perches around, and it could literally be on the bottom perch and be perfectly comfortable, but it keeps cramming itself up in the perch. It's like smushed like this. I did put 1 toy into the cage because it has like 1.5 toys in there. I did put another toy in with them, but I can't put like the foraging toys in there because then they're going to throw the paper everywhere. And I don't want to wreck the cage and make it all papery when I got to, take the cage back here in another week or so. So, oh, I just like horror movies. I like horror movies. Hold on. I got horror movies. For everything I have a mask of, I have a tattoo of. See, I got the Purge mask, the Saw mask, the glove, the ghost face. Purge mask, Saw mask, Freddy Claw, ghost face. So, Um, so yeah. Let's see, what else is there? Hi, Sissy. What are you doing? I don't know how I used to go live for hours and hours and hours. I guess life was extremely dependent on creator drama because I could not go live for 2 hours anymore. There's just not enough stuff to talk about anymore, I guess. Yes, I did go see the new Conjuring. It wasn't bad. I'm not a huge Conjuring fan to begin with, to be honest. But I went to go see it. I'm not a huge Conjuring fan, but I did go see it, and it wasn't bad. But there was a handful of jump scares. The plot was okay. I wouldn't pay to go see it in a theater. If knowing what I know now, I wouldn't pay to go see it in a theater. So, I would say probably stream it. I went to go see the long walk today. That one's worth seeing. I'm getting ready when Strangers Chapter 2 comes out. I'm gonna go see that. I just bought Strangers Chapter 1 and I haven't watched it yet. So I gotta watch part 1, and then part 2 is coming out in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna go see that. I saw Weapons in theaters. That's a weird movie. If you haven't had the chance to see it in a theater and your theater's still playing it, go see it in the theater. It's fun to watch everybody else's reactions because it's a very strange movie. It's kind of genre bending, and it's interesting to hear the people around you like reacting to it. What's my favorite horror movie? I always go back to like Screams and Saws and Final Destinations. For the most part, I mean, that's just usually where I just bought all the Final Destinations again and all the Screams again. I lost my DVDs, and so I bought them all on Fandango. I did not buy all the Saws yet. But like, I like a lot of different horror, so Together is better. What do you mean? Together was... I haven't seen Together. It looks interesting, but I haven't seen it because I have to pay for it, and I don't want to pay for it because I don't know nothing about it. So I haven't seen it yet. But it looks interesting. There's a couple out right now that look interesting. I just don't want to have to pay for them right now. I am getting ready to pay for Drop. Drop just came on Fandango, and it's on sale. So I'm going to get Drop. I was going to go see that in theaters, and I don't know if I got sidetracked or what happened, but I ended up not going. So it's on sale, so I'm probably going to grab that one. Pieces? No. Not that I'm aware of. Let's see, what else is there? We got our 75-gallon fish tank up, and we've been testing the water parameters, and it is not ready for fish. We went to pick up the fish last weekend, and it's not ready for fish. So they are literally holding our fish at the store. They're already paid for, and we can't put them into the tank yet. So our fish are literally sitting at the fish store, paid for, and they can't come home. But we have the tank up and going. My puffer tank is funny. I have one puffer fish in with my giant hermit crabs, and he likes to puff up a lot. I didn't think when I got a puffer he was going to puff very often, but he spends a lot of his time puffed. He puffs a lot. So he's interesting. I hand feed him krill. I also feed the krill to my calico crab, who has a clam stuck on his body, and it won't come off. I didn't know what it was, but apparently it's a clam. Didn't know that was a thing. Let's see. Trying to think of any... I can't remember when I went Can't remember when I went live last of what I talked about last, and I don't want to be redundant. So I can't remember what I've done and what I've not done since I went live last. I know it's been a minute. Now, the last time I went live on here was like a month ago, but I went live like 3 times, I think, on TikTok. So I'm kind of don't remember where I'm at from there, I guess. Wind River. I never heard of it. Favorite horror movie would, like I said, it's probably like The Screams or Final Destination. I find those to be comfort movies. I mean, there's a lot of different horror movies I like, but I'm one of those people, I don't like to watch something like over and over and over again, but like with The Screams and Final Destinations and stuff I can, probably just because I've been around them for so long that like I've basically just got them ingrained in my memory. How do I feel about his death? I don't think anybody should have their life taken. Do I think he was a sack of shit human being? Yes. I don't think anybody that deserves to have their life taken. But while I don't condone what happened, he did. So I mean, if he hadn't been the one dying, he wouldn't have cared. So I'm not heartbroken about it for sure. I've probably lost about how many is it now? Probably about 15, maybe 20 followers on Facebook from everything that I've been posting. No, these are my normal glasses. I just don't wear them all the time. Can you have a respectful debate about this? There's really nothing to debate, to be honest. I mean, it's a shame somebody lost their life. Nobody deserves to lose their life. And he was a sack of shit human being. I mean, there's really nothing to debate about it. Those are two facts in the situation. Didn't deserve to die, but it wasn't a big loss. I mean, that's basically where I'm at with it. So, let's see. Am I a leftist? Sure. I'm definitely not a rightist. Is that a word? I don't know. Maybe it's a word. Do I eat my fingernails or spit them out? Spit them out. My nails are shot to shit. They used to be long. I let them grow for a while. Look, nothing that any of you little incels is going to say to me is going to hurt my feelings. So you can try, it's just not going to work very well. So, I don't believe in citing somebody a hero that has done nothing hero-worthy. I don't believe in inciting hate towards people or, you know, being misogynistic or homophobic or transphobic or xenophobic. I don't believe those are good things in life. Let's see. I don't care if you think that if you're disappointed about people like me in the world, people that actually give a shit about other people. That's the problem with the society nowadays. They don't have empathy or care for other people in the world. That's the whole fucking problem. You are snoring extremely loudly. Our side murdered the only one that tried talking to your side. You do realize he was killed by a right? I mean, that they caught him and like he like donated to Trump. I have his record of him donating to Trump. You do know that, right? Grace, love, and respect by saying that if he had a black pilot, he wouldn't want to get on the plane and that he would make his 10-year-old daughter give birth. No, I'm gonna have to definitely disagree there. Peaceful man. Okay, yeah, that's why he was quoted saying that it was perfectly acceptable to have people die as long as we could still have our Second Amendment rights. So he died so we could have our Second Amendment rights. He got what he wanted, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. DEI is not a thing in the way that they said. I took him out of context. There was no taking it out of context. I've seen the entire clip. There was no taking it out of context. Let's see. I actually own guns. Multiple. Do I believe that they need to be policed better? Do I think that the way that do I think it was too easy for me to go in and get a gun? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think technically if they screened me the way they should have screened me, I shouldn't have been able to get one. And I got one. I think that gun laws are too lax. I believe that you should be allowed to have them, but that the gun laws need to be a little bit more tight, I guess. Better screening policy. Let's see. Did I just say that online? Which part? Which part bothered you? Just so I know. It was a different Tyler Robinson that donated to Trump. Gotcha. His own grandma said that they were a family full of MAGAs, dude. His own grandma. Let me guess. She has dementia and she lied. Right. Gotcha. No, I don't think anybody deserves to die for their opinions, even if I don't like them. Nobody put a target on him but himself. Did you hear the reason that the guy did it? He follows Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes and them think that Charlie wasn't right enough. Do you guys do any type of research at all before you run your cocksuckers online? Like, at all? Like, a little bit? Just a little bit? I believe, yeah, his kids suffer. I agree. Well, I mean, then again, he was going to say that his daughter could give birth at 10 years old, so maybe she's not going to suffer now. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't make my kid have a freaking baby at 10 years old, but what do I know? Let's see. In your city, you need a birth certificate to buy a gun. I went in, gave him my license, and I walked out with a gun 20 minutes later. That was how great the screening process was in Kentucky. Handed him my license and got a gun in 20 minutes. And then he didn't even have to register it or anything. I don't think that that's exactly the best way to go about it. I think there needs to be a lot more screening. I heard about him to a point, Mike. I've heard offhanded bullshit that he's been saying, and it didn't click for me who he was until after I got online and paid attention. You love my decor? That's good. Thank you. Gun laws over there are crazy. Yeah, I wish they'd be a little bit crazier here, to be honest. Tia, you can take out a lot of these people. I really don't care. What, chillin'? I didn't see anything. Hold on. Do I believe in Jesus? I believe he was a chill dude. Do I believe he was the son of God? No. I'm sorry. You know, it's so funny because people are always talking about, like, the fact of me being, like, anti-Christian or whatever. I have a hard time believing that God would send a version of himself as his son down here to kill himself, son, to make a point. I believe that Jesus was a good man. I believe that he was a miracle. He could do miracles, but I don't believe he was the son of God. So that's just me. No debate. He's just dead. Yeah, basically. You are snoring so loud. You're Catholic. You just go with the flow. Catholics scare me. They're into that whole eat the body, drink the blood type deal. I mean, to me, Catholics just seem like a lot of cannibals, in my mind, anyway. You believe we're just piss ants on a countertop waiting on the finger of life? That's another way to look at things, I guess. Freedom of speech, my ass. Oh, they're just masks from different movies. And 9/11 was an inside job. Well, Christians can scare me too. I don't have, look, I don't have a problem with any religion per se. Like, any religion. I don't have a problem with any religion. My problem is the followers of religions that take it to an extreme. And every religion has its extremists. Nobody should celebrate anybody's death. I completely agree. I said I won't lose sleep over it. I didn't say I had a party and jammed down because somebody died. I've been pretty happy that he died. No. Like I said, I don't believe anybody deserves to die. I'm just not depressed about it. He did nothing for me, and I don't think he did a whole lot for people in society in general. So I'm not like heartbroken over it. I don't think anybody deserves to have their life taken because of how they think, though, no matter how wrong I believe they are or how much I don't agree with somebody. I don't believe anybody has the right to have their life snuffed out, regardless. Exactly. He didn't believe in empathy anyway. Why should I give him empathy? Hey, Mike. No, all he did was end up giving American youth ways to hate other people. Am I speaking on behalf of the do I sound conservative to you? No. Want to play a game? Always. I look conservative. On what planet? That's funny. Oh, he affected people's lives. Like the people, like when he said that his daughter could give birth at 10, or that he didn't want to have a black pilot, or that women went to college so they could meet their significant others. I'm sure he did affect lives. I'm not saying he didn't affect lives. I'm just saying that he didn't affect them positively, in my view. California is not a planet. California is a state. It's an oversimplified statement. I didn't see what was oversimplified about it. Absolutely, Jody. Let's see. See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. So people are up in arms saying people are saying stuff about Charlie, and then the people are saying things like congratulate George Floyd on his 5th year of sobriety because the man is dead. So you guys can sit here and make comments about people who are dead, but when we do it, we're horrible. I cannot deal with the hypocrisy of people. What good did he do? Really don't care. I would love to know. What good did he do? I'm asking you. I'm not paying attention to anybody else. Really don't care. What good did he do? Change my mind. Give me some facts. Change my mind. What good did he do? I'm asking whoever the fuck I just asked. I want something good that he did. Hey Bubbles, how are you? No. Tell me what good Charlie Kirk did. Give me his time. I want you to, okay, here we go. Here's some homework, guys. You ready? Tell me what he did good. I want you to put one and then give me what he did good. Give me what he did good. Change my mind. He did not speak biblical truth. He did not debate facts. He did not treat people with respect. He convinced you to open the Bible for the first time in 20 years while not listening to Christ, saying that you should love everybody and talk down on people of color and women. What was Christ like about that? What's Christ like about not loving your neighbor? I'll give you he debated. I'll give you he debated. Facts, that's loose, but he debated. I'll give you that. I'm still waiting for good things that he did. I still haven't seen good things that he's done. Help me out. An awesome father to his children. Did you see the interview where he said that he would allow his 10-year-old daughter to have a baby? That's not being an awesome father. That needs to have CPS involved. That's not an awesome father by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think you understand how gender works. Have I watched anything of his? Yes, unfortunately. He did not treat people with respect. Like the girl, okay, I'll give you a perfect example of people he doesn't treat with respect. There was a young girl who asked about going to college, and he told her that the whole reason she was going to college was to meet her husband. Didn't give her any ideas of what to do in college, didn't tell her how smart she was or ask what she wanted to do. He literally looked at her and said, "You're here to meet your husband in college." That's not respect. That's belittlement. I do believe in aliens. He did everything right according to the Bible. He didn't even love his brethren. He did not. The Bible says that you are to open your home and your sanctuary to people not of your origin. He was a xenophobe. You cannot tell me that the man talks and preaches the word of Christ and walks in it righteously when he did not like illegals. Anybody who tries to tell me that they are Christian while being xenophobic, I think you need to re-pick up your Bible. Talking facts on what, Rishi? What facts? I'm still waiting on what good he did. I'm still waiting on what good he did. Can somebody please tell me what good he did? They got somebody to pick up a Bible for the first time in 20 years by not speaking about actual Christian rights. And what was the other one? He liked to debate. That's not a good thing. That's just a point. What good did the man do? Tell me what good the man did. What did he say bad about women? Oh, good Lord. Just Google it. Just Google it. Open many people's eyes to Christianity and Constitution. Again, you cannot claim to be a Christian and be xenophobic. That's a fact. I have watched him, which is exactly why I think the way I think. I have watched him. What did he say bad about women? Well, he said that they were not smart enough to have pretty much any position of power, that they were all DEI hires. And this was multifaceted over a couple different conversations of where he said that both people of color and women, and I would then expect women of color to be DEI hires that were under men, that they should all have to give forced birth whether or not they wanted to, including his 10-year-old daughter when she got to be 10. She's not 10 now, obviously. I don't think. Is she? I don't know. I didn't pay attention to how old his kids are because honestly, I don't care. Well, G'd up, I'm not sure what the hell your name is, but I must have missed it, so tell me again. I agree, Dan. Biblical love. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're going up here. Biblical love is not the same as warm, fuzzy love. Plain and simple. Love the sinner, hate the sin. Well, I don't know about you, but Jesus was a pretty cool guy, and he hung out with prostitutes and lepers and all the stuff that Republican Jesus does not like. There's Jesus and there's Republican Jesus. And a lot of you guys follow Republican Jesus. And if you don't know what that is, Google it and you'll find out. Oh, no, no, no. That has nothing to do with the world being satanic. It has nothing to do with the world being satanic. But I agree. He's more popular dead than he was alive. Probably because he's taken on a martyr status. Which I think was the point. Because I believe it was an inside job. Do I follow the Bible? No, I do not. Do I know the Bible? Yes. Have I read the Bible? Yes. Do I follow it? No, I do not. Although I will say, there are items that I do believe in the Bible. Do I follow it by the letter? No, I do not, because it's not my book of choice. Tia, you having fun? Oh man, I'm way up here. Hold on a second. That's exactly what I said, Psy Lounge. I said that he is an awful person, but nobody should be shot. I said that. He is a sinner like the rest of us. I agree. He matched the energy of the people that he talked to. I guess I'll give you that. Oh, everything's getting deleted so quick. Yes, he used God's name in vain. I don't like criminals. Is that an issue? No. Wait, what? It was a hired job. It was planned. That's what I just said. Let's see. They're all being deleted. I'm not even a Christian. No. He was loyal to his wife. I can't talk on that because I have no idea. So I'll take your word on that. He was absolutely xenophobic. Oh my God. Do you know what the word xenophobic means? Let's see. Jesus was not kind to everyone because he told them the truth. That doesn't even make sense. Can a Christian, wait, hold on. Can be a Christian looking like that? The devil don't even want it. When you learn English in like the first way, then you can come talk to me. Take his words out of context? I didn't take his words out of context. I took his words for exactly what they came out of his face. Let's see. He undeniably mobilized a large portion of Gen Z voter turnout. I'm going to have to disagree on that. Hold on. How about claiming to be a Christian and obeying the laws of the land? Maybe he wasn't xenophobic, but law-abiding? No, he was xenophobic. Let's see. It seems I watched the BBC video. I don't watch BBC, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care. He was oh my God, no. Okay, explain this to me. I'm gonna scroll way down because I'm way back in the comments, so I'm like missing everything that's going on. Explain to me how Martin Luther King preached about unity and loving your neighbor, and Charlie Kirk did the exact opposite, but yet he was the next MLK. Please enlighten me on that. Let's see. No, they're not going to moderate the ones. Nobody's mocking him. Nobody has mocked him at all. I wouldn't mock somebody who's dead. I'm speaking facts. Let's see. Hold on. 9/11 was an inside job too. Hold on. I don't. Let's see. What examples can I highlight that he expressed xenophobic rhetoric? The fact that he said that if he got on a plane and there was a black pilot, he would want to get off. What is my book of choice and what flavor is the vape? The vape is strawberry, what was it? Strawberry nectarine apple? Strawberry apple nectarine? Let's see. I have no facts whatsoever. Oh, I'm just quoting exactly what came out of his face. I don't know what to tell you. I guess he didn't have facts either. Was Malcolm X a good person? I do not know very much about Malcolm X, so I could not tell you. I'm not going just because he was a civil rights icon. I do not know much about Malcolm X, to be completely honest with you. So I couldn't tell you. I know that he was held in regard. I've also heard that he was racist. So I don't know. I'm not taking his words out of context. I'm taking them as they came out of his face, bro. There's nothing to take out of context. He said that he would let his 10-year-old daughter have a baby. There's nothing out of context about that. Yes, because he believed it was a DEI hire. Let's see. Can I give the details of the interview regarding my black pilot comment? Put into Google Charlie Kirk black pilot comment, and I'm sure a plethora of things will show up. Yes, he said abortion is worse than the Holocaust. It's where, you know. Poor Tia. She's just over here. Boop, 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 boop. I don't mind. Like, look, here's the deal. My poor Tia's, her fingers going numb, deleting everybody. If somebody wants to respectfully ask questions that disagree, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with people being disrespectful. If somebody wants to make a statement that is respectful, that they see a different side, I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't have a problem with the difference of opinion. But nobody in this world is ever going to change my mind. When I mean, I have heard a plethora of comments that have come out that were not taken out of context. I've watched the entire interviews. They're not taken out of context. He said shitty things. Period. He said shitty things. And I think people need to actually wake up and see that. You know, you can have respect for somebody and not agree with everything that they say. Favorite horror film series? Scream, Final Destination, Saw, the, you know, mainstream blockbuster kind of shit. There's a lot more to be said of those comments, yes, because I'm not going to sit here and spew the same thing every 30 seconds because somebody says, what? I'm not going to keep repeating myself. It's very simple. If you take the talking points that I am saying and you simply use Google, it's going to give you exactly what the hell I'm talking about. But what I'm not going to do is do a PowerPoint presentation over someone that I don't believe was a good person. I don't believe anybody deserves to be killed. Anybody. I don't care how much I like you or dislike you. Nobody deserves to be killed for their thoughts. But don't try to make somebody out to be this great person when they're not. Period. There's a ghost behind me. There's quite a few ghosts behind me, actually. What? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to come here? You want to come here? My chat is glitching really bad. Oh, shit. I'm like way down here. No wonder. I have not seen the last 100 comments. I wonder why it was sitting there being quiet. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, Republicans need to stop blaming it on the left, considering we didn't do anything. Did I hear him say that, or did I, hold on, the part mentioned about the hard R? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Hold on, I'm scrolling down really quick. I assume I'm against everything he has said. There could be things that I don't know that I might agree with. Maybe. I highly doubt it, but maybe. Let's see. So that means you... No, I didn't do it. Let's see. Yeah, everybody says shitty things. I agree. Yeah, the question was if your child was... Yes... Would you let your child have the kid? He said, yes, that's disgusting. No. I would not make my 10-year-old daughter have a baby. Period. Ever. If a 10-year-old can't go in and adopt a child, why would you allow that 10-year-old to have a child? Because it is a child. A 10-year-old child should not be having a child, period. I am very well aware as relative to abortion. Let's see, hold on. Let's see, hold on. Being a womanizer a good thing? No. His best friend is an amazing black woman. Oh my God, please don't tell me you're one of those people. Look at your message, I didn't see it. So because you have a black... I love that. My father-in-law used to say that. I have black friends, I can't be racist. You can. You can. Alan. But that's my opinion. Why is that bad for him to believe that it's right to do it? Okay, so you can tell me. I want you to tell me I want you to think about this. Your 10-year-old daughter has one of the most traumatizing things that could ever happen to them happen, and she becomes pregnant, and you want to force your 10-year-old daughter to have a baby that carries the genes of the person who raped her. If you can honestly tell me that you would want your 10-year-old child to have a baby, a rapist's baby at that, there is something fundamentally wrong with you. Fundamentally wrong with you. I seem like I would be a good mother. I put my daughter in jail. So you can take that however you want. I put my kid in jail. I'd rather have them have it than teach them to. Oh shit, you deleted it before I could read it. No, you're not. I'm not going to make my 10-year-old child be an incubator. I'm not going to have my 10-year-old child be an incubator. No. Does that justify the way he was done? No, I said nobody deserves to be shot. Nobody. Nobody. I don't care how much I like you or don't like you. The man did not deserve to have his life taken. Period. Quite the Halloween. No, this is my normal room. This is not Halloween. This is actually just my room. So why is that considered hateful of his viewpoint? Because okay, look. Y'all are oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me just for a second. Y'all are all about the kids, right? All about the kids. Don't do abortion. Kids, babies, kids, right? But you don't care about kids when you want to take the food stamps away. You don't care about kids and the fact that they can't go to school without being shot at. And you don't care about kids when they get raped by their uncle and you force them to have a child. So let's just stop with pretending that you ever give a fuck about kids, because you don't. The entire right side does not care about children. They care about fetuses. They're pro-fetus. They are not pro-life. They are pro-fetus. Because once the kids are topside, nobody gives a fuck about them. And you ain't going to change my fucking view on that. My vape is strawberry nectarine apple. If the child is raped, Dave. No, he was asked specifically if his child was raped. He was asked specifically, if your child was raped, would you have them have the baby? He was specifically asked if the child was raped, and he said yes. I agree, Patrick. A fetus is not a baby. A fetus is a parasite. Why did I put my daughter in jail? Because she tried to have me killed. Or she wanted to have me killed. A fetus is a parasite. It's not a baby. A baby is a baby. A fetus is a parasite. Scientifically. Let's see, hold on. Oh, you can talk about whatever you want on YouTube. Yes, it's a parasite, technically. Look it up. Okay, let's put this in a way that maybe you'll understand, maybe you won't. I'll try to dumb it down for those that are not understanding what that meant by parasite. A parasite feeds off its host and cannot live without its host. A baby is a parasite, scientifically, until approximately 21 weeks of gestation, to where it can live outside the body without depending on its host. Therefore, a fetus is a parasite till approximately 21 weeks, when it can live on its own. Does that help? It doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound great to say a baby is a parasite, but scientifically, a baby is a parasite. No, most credible sciences do not believe that life begins at conception, because the fetal pole does not even exist until 5 weeks and 2 days. That is picked up on an ultrasound at 5 weeks as a fetal pole. It's not even a heart. Why did she? Sorry, I didn't mean try. She didn't hire a hitman. She wanted me dead. Because she is insane. That's why. And before anybody says, well, you raised her. No, I didn't. I adopted her at 13, and it was a bad decision. Do I have the mask to get used to my living mates? Have I noticed that they like you more? That doesn't even make sense. Let's see. Scientifically, a baby acts like a parasite for a few weeks. Technically, yes, but it can still survive outside the womb. It can still survive out the room. No, that Crystal, it's not. That's a false. It's just a spam. It's spam. What does read allow? I don't believe anybody who has a uterus, who does not have a uterus, gets to say about anybody having an abortion to begin with. At what point is a fetus, embryo, child considered living when it takes its first breath? You can't have child support before it takes its first breath. It doesn't have a social security number before it takes its first breath. It's not topside until it takes its first breath. So I would say it becomes a child once it breathes. How many demons live with me? I don't know. You'd have to ask them. At conception, science prove it. Science does not prove that it's at conception. Yes, but it might be human, but it's not. I can't even describe what I'm trying to say, so I'm just going to drop that. If you left a child after birth, it would also die. Well, no, because it can be given formula by anybody. You can hand a baby to Jim Bob at the corner store and give it a bottle of formula, and the baby's not going to die. What scientific process does the baby undergo by taking its first breath that changes it from living to, or non-living to living? I want you to read what you just wrote. Right? No, I agree, Destroyer. I agree. A baby is dependent on something to help keep it alive. It needs to be fed, whatever. My point is, in the body, it is parasitic in the point that it cannot live without the umbilical cord, the amniotic, all that stuff. A baby is parasitic in that aspect. Once it's out of the womb, it still requires nourishment from an outside source, whether it is breast milk or formula, and it can't just go get a Big Mac at McDonald's. Night to you. I appreciate you. I don't even know how many things that was muted that she said. She just went to town. Went to town, man. I didn't see a lot of comments because she was doing so good on the mute button, which normally I don't mute people. But I have a thing, you know, I'm perfectly fine with people not agreeing with me. I'm perfectly fine with debating. I'm perfectly fine with all of that, as long as people can do it in a healthy, respectful type of way. You know, what changes after birth? They breathe oxygen. Does that help? They breathe oxygen. I don't know why you got muted, Bezel. I have no idea. Yes, a baby isn't living until it takes its first breath of oxygen. I don't know how many times I need to say it with you not being able to understand it. You're good. My YouTube's acting up? That's cool. Yes, a baby who breathes oxygen. That would make it a human living being item, is to breathe oxygen. Yes. Okay, apparently scroll out and scroll back in. So if by logic, if someone needs a ventilator to stay alive, can we terminate their life without consequence? No. Of course, unless they wanted to be. I'm saying that's what turns a fetus into a child. You're taking it to another context. Somebody said, what changes a fetus to a child? A fetus does not breathe oxygen. A child does outside of the womb. I'm answering a question that was asked. You're taking it to another step. Nobody said that anybody that's not breathing on their own should have their life taken away. I was asked one question. I answered that particular question. Most abortions do not take place after 12 weeks. You can look at any abortion rate, and you have to have a physician's go ahead, and that's to medically terminate. Most abortions happen before 12 weeks, and most even before that, because of all the little heartbeat laws that are going on. Nobody should be able. Look, I had a friend who used abortion as birth control. Okay, do I think that that's acceptable? No. Okay. Do I believe that a woman has a right to her own body? Yes. Do I believe that having 5 abortions to circumvent birth control is the option? No. I don't think that's a great thing to do either. Serious question is, what if you talk to your kid and they wanted to carry the life and not terminate? My daughter got pregnant at 16. She had the baby. That's what would happen. When do I believe life begins? When the baby's topside. Hard red? What the hell is hard red? What does that mean? What the hell does hard red mean? Apparently I'm too old to know what that means. Let's see. Hey, Black Bear. Yeah, but I don't know hard red is. Are you talking about hard R raped? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, a 10-year-old's not old enough to decide. If a 10-year-old can't go in and adopt a child, it sure as hell shouldn't be having one. It doesn't always get 2 charges for a murder. It doesn't always get, it depends. A lot of it depends on how far the child is into the pregnancy. I'm not saying, okay, hold on. Let me try to explain this. I don't know if it's going to work or not. A child is a child once it is outside of the body. Do I believe that pregnant people have children in them? Yes. It's not quite as finite as I'm making it sound, if that helps at all. But a child is a living being thing once it's out and can breathe. I don't know any other way to kind of say that. You can be a parasite and have DNA. Yes, it has a heartbeat. Here, I'll help you out. Let's go this route. A fetus is a child after 22 weeks gestation. I'll go that route. It is a child after 22 weeks gestation, at which time it can actually come out of the body and live on its own. Not always, but a child has a high success rate at 22 weeks and after. Usually 24 weeks and after, but I'll go 22 weeks. If it can come out of the body and live, that's where it is a child to me. That's my particular view. Doesn't make me right. Doesn't make me wrong. That's just my particular view. It's life after insemination. Okay, well, okay, explain this to me then. If life is life from the minute of conception, why is there not child support at 6 weeks? Well, when does child support kick in, Watermelon? You know, when the man actually has to do his part? When does child support kick in? When is it considered a dependent on your taxes? Because last I checked, you cannot claim a child on your taxes until after they're alive. You don't start paying child support until after the child is alive. So what would make that any different for me to say that a child needs to be breathing when it can breathe on its own? So if you're telling me that you cannot abort a child because it's a child from conception, then I want to see 13-year-olds getting hit with child support. I want to see your baby daddy get hit with child support while you are still pregnant. Because if a baby is a baby from the minute of conception, then you need to do a DNA test the second you get pregnant, and that person needs to be paying child support while that child is in the womb, period. Right. It's not a guarantee it survives birth. Absolutely. The mother doesn't need help caring for the child inside the womb. How do you figure? It doesn't, the mother itself doesn't need nourishment. The mother doesn't need food. The mother doesn't need to be taken care of, have electricity, a home, a roof over her head. A mother doesn't need that in order to gestate the child. She should have to pay for all of that herself. Why can't men terminate their child support obligations without the woman's consent, but a woman can terminate the baby without the consent of a man? That made my brain hurt. Sorry. Child support should happen the minute you find out you're pregnant. If we're going to go that life begins at conception, then I agree. Legally and physically can be two different things. Okay, but I'm saying why should it have to be? Do I think that, okay, so to go on that route, women can decide to disrupt her pregnancy even if the man wants it. Now, me and my husband have had many conversations about this because we don't exactly see eye to eye on the particular situation. Do I believe that women should be used as incubators? No. Do I also believe that the woman should have the right to take that away from a man who wants to raise the child? I don't believe that either. So there has to be some weird in the middle thing because, like I said, I don't believe women should be incubators, but that also is part of a man's, it's a man's child as well. So if a man wants the child that is wanting to be terminated, I believe there could be something made for that scenario. As much as I don't believe a woman needs to be an incubator, I also believe that if you don't want to get pregnant, you should probably have protection. But I mean, there's unfortunately everything is so multifaceted. It's hard to do everything in a more than one-off scenario. I am a happy person. I'm very happy. If women can decide on an abortion on their own, then men should be able to opt out of child support. No. A man doesn't get to decide that he's just going to have a child and then just abandon it. You guys want to talk about the sanctity of life and you want to talk about how children, and you can't, but then men always want the free way out of not having to pay for said child. You guys always want, you can't have an abortion, but I don't want to pay for it either. You can't have it both ways, dude. Children are, if men got pregnant, there would be abortions at every gas station. Let's just be real. I'm not confused. I'm in that aspect, Robert, but I do also believe that there are times that it's not quite as cut and dry. You know, if a man is willing to step up and say, "Hey, look, I know you don't want this baby, but I do." As much as I believe in bodily autonomy, I also believe the fact that that is half the man's child. And should there be some type of way that you could come to something for that, I would hope so. Every situation is different, but I would like to believe that if someone was pregnant and did not want the child, if the woman did not want the child, but the man did, that the woman would allow the man to have his offspring. But that's, again, not super easily cut and dried. Let her have an abortion if she wants, but if she chooses to have the child, then the man should be able to opt out of child support. As a what? Cassidy, are you a male or a female? Because your picture says male, but Cassidy reminds me of a girl name, so I don't know what. Are you male or female? If you followed God's intended design for marriage, we wouldn't need abortion, one man, one woman for life. That's why you could sell your kid for a goat, right? And that's why half the people in the Bible had like 16 wives, right? That's why the Mormons have like 16 wives, right? It was never one man, one woman in the Bible. And you need to like seriously sit down and look at that because polyamory was a thing. Who's AB? It's the exact same viewpoints as AB. Who's that? Hold on. They're not always charged with vehicular homicide. Sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. So a man should have a say about an abortion. If the woman doesn't want the child, then the man gets full custody. If not, I'm saying in a perfect world, should that be the way it is in my particular view? Yes. In a perfect world, a child is made by two people, a man and a woman, okay? And if the woman doesn't want it, but the man does, I believe very much in bodily autonomy, but I also believe that if the man is willing to step up and take care of said child, that in a perfect world, they could come to a decision to where she has the child and he takes the child. I'm not completely anti-man, which I know is very confusing with the way I speak, but I'm not 100%, anti-man. I do believe that if there is a man who truly wants his child, that in a perfect world, which the world is not perfect, if the world was perfect, they could come to a conclusion to where a woman would carry the baby and then hand it off to the man. Oh, hold on. I missed something. Hold on. Robert, I agreed to a point, and that's when he needs to wrap it up. If a man does not want, if a man expresses that he does not want children prior to intercourse with a particular woman, then he shouldn't be forced to pay for that child. So as long as he wraps it up and you use protection, 9 times out of 10, you won't have a problem. Now, I'm not saying that birth control is 100% effective, but if you are truly of the fact that you don't want kids and you're very forthright with that with your partner, if you wrap it up, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have to be faced with that issue. The problem is men very usually are like, I don't want to have a kid, and then don't want to wrap it up. Well, if you're going to play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. I am not seeing certain things, I don't think. Hold on. Let's ban all abortions, but also ensure all pregnant women receive child support, free access to adoptive services, and expand social welfare. Shane, are you a female and do you have a uterus? Shane is a unisex name, so I'm going to ask you that. Are you a female and do you have a uterus? Have you not ever seen the L word? There's a female Shane on the L word. Thank you. Unless you want to lay up and have something grow in your body for 9 months, I don't really think you get a whole ass say in the fact of whether or not women should have abortions. I don't think men understand what that does to a woman's body. Oh, I got you, Beth. I got you. Do I have children? I did. When you can sit down and you can have something in your body for 9 months, and I don't have anything. I can't tell you where to spend your money. That's a really dumb retort. Unless I work your job for 40 hours a week, I don't have a say where your money goes. I don't have a say where your money goes. See how that works? You don't have a uterus. You don't get to say what people with uteruses get to do. You work your job. I don't tell you where to spend your money. Do you see there? What you just said made zero sense in the scheme of things. Well, it just ran out. I had a restraining order on my child that just ran out. She was put into jail for wanting me dead. And she was on probation for 2 years with a active restraining order to where she could not access me in any way, shape, or form because she's psychotic and wanted to kill me and my pets. So yes, I did have a child till I disowned her. And no, I didn't raise her that way. I adopted her at 13. I see what you're saying about that, Nomadic. I'm not. First of all, men and their views of child support is very strange to me. But, if you're paying child support, then you have a right to see your child, and they shouldn't use that child as some weird chess piece. If you're paying child support, then that woman should allow you to see your child. That is your child. If you're doing the fundamentally right thing and you are paying for your child, you should get to see your child, unless you're a raging sack of shit, which then I would understand. Did I treat her right? Oh, you're adorable. Robert, we are on a different topic now. Well, considering she went to jail and I didn't, and I got an active restraining order and she didn't, I would assume that she was in the wrong. Let's just put it that way. What makes him a hero? My child is gone and grown now. She's 21. And she lost her child because she also wanted her child dead. So her child got adopted out. She wanted me dead. She wanted her kid dead. She wanted my dogs dead. She wanted everybody dead. So she lost access to me and her son and the dogs and everything else. That is a big fat no, Evan. Big fat no. Yeah. I don't know anybody who takes meth, personally. No, I agree, Nomadic. That happens all the time, Nomadic. I agree. He did not stand for great things. Lots of people have family that loves them. That doesn't make them a hero. Mostly mentally ill. She's a diagnosed psychopath. She has antisocial personality disorder along with a myriad of other mental health things, and it probably didn't help that she was in the foster care system for 13 years before I got her. She got into the system at 6, and I adopted her out of the system when she was 13. So I'm sure that did not help the situation because she had 3 failed adoptions before me. And she was removed from each of the homes because she was an absolute menace. I don't know whether she's taking her medication or not. She is extremely evaluated. She's had numerous evaluations. He stood against the thing that killed him? He literally said that he didn't that numerous people could die per year as long as he could still have his gun rights. He was killed by the thing that he didn't care about. Nice try though. The man literally said that deaths were okay as long as he could still have his Second Amendment rights. So I guess while I don't agree what happened to him was right, he agreed that what happened to him was right. I can't recite the whole quote verbatim. That was I mean I could pull it up, but unfortunately I'm on my phone. Cassidy, if you don't like how much I hit my vape, you don't have to be here. Nobody is making you stay here, Cassidy. What does banning gun? I don't. Nobody said that banning guns is going to solve anything because guns are going to be around regardless. And if it's the fact that you think I'm some like tree hugging hippie, while I am, I also have guns. So I mean, there's a healthy moderation of gun ownership. Have I seen the United Kingdom? No. Yes, friendly, I agree. An addict because I smoke. I'm an addict because I smoke. Okay. It's nicotine, which I guess you could say I'm an addict for nicotine, I suppose, but it's not meth, as you so eloquently said a minute ago. No, I agree with that, nomadic. You're correct, Diane. He knew the risks, but that doesn't mean that he gave a shit about them. He literally said that numerous people could die per year if he could continue to have his gun rights. So he was one of them that died so that everybody else could have their gun rights. The man literally said that he doesn't believe in empathy. It's a new age word that causes issues. Why would we have empathy for him if he doesn't even believe in empathy? Didn't believe in empathy, past tense. He was wealthy, 14 what does him being wealthy have a goddamn thing to do with anything? There's a lot of rich people. What does that have to do with anything? You think Bill Gates is a hero? You think Jay-Z is a hero? You think Jeff Bezos is a hero just because they all have money? I don't think so. Sure, why don't you give me the whole empathy quote? I don't want to have to go look it up. Why is the justification the other side does it so we do it too? What justification for what? It tells you he was in it for the money. I couldn't. I don't know. I wasn't in his head. Neither. Nobody was here. People who have money don't follow the rule to make it. Usually they have other people do it for them. No, empathy is just a new word for coping. There's a whole other another empathy. I saw the video, dude. Empathy is a word done by new. Do not quote me verbatim. Empathy is a word made by new age people that causes something that began with a D, and I don't remember what it is. So help me God, if you make me go get on my computer and look up the goddamn quote, I'm gonna be agitated because I don't feel like moving. I have it on my Facebook, and I don't want to have to go look for it because I'm entirely too lazy for that right now. I agree, Beth. No, exactly, friendly. No, I agree. None of the shit is okay. I don't believe anybody should be killed for their thoughts. I don't care how much I don't like them. Nobody should be killed for their thoughts. You can be the most hateful person on the planet, and I don't believe you need to die for it just because you're wrong. But nobody deserves to have their life taken away because of their leanings. I don't believe that murder is ever justifiable. Oh, he is very abrasive. Oh, I agree, Basil. We are. Yes, Diane, I agree. Absolutely, Robert. Or how about the fact that when Nancy Pelosi had the kidnapping thing happen, everybody thought it was hilarious? Or when Melissa Hartman was killed in her home, nobody gave two shits that she was gunned down in her home with her husband and her dog. Nobody gave two shits, and she was a standing member of parliament. He spewed tons of hate. He said that anybody of color was a DEI hire that was they got their jobs just simply for being black or a woman or whatever particular thing. DEI covers people who are minorities, but that doesn't mean you got a job strictly because you're a minority. DEI is in practice one thing, but that does not mean that every person of color and every woman was hired due to DEI. You can be completely skilled in your field and be black or a woman and not need a DEI hire in order to get your job. He said that everybody was a fucking DEI hire. That is so demeaning for anybody of color, for anyone that is female. Just because the DEI is in practice does not mean that you had to use DEI in order to be hired. Oh, there was a few different tweets, Beth. Where did the empathy quote go? Somebody said they were going to go get the whole thing. I can see it in my head. I can't remember the last word. Damaging. Empathy is a made-up word by new age people that is damaging to society. There we go. I agree, Robert. Shit. Why is this taking forever to load? Thank you. That is really loud. There we go. My thing is not working.
Instead, it is to say you're actually not in pain. So let's just a little, very short clip. Bill Clinton in the 1990s, it was all about empathy and sympathy. I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that it does a lot of damage, but it is very effective when it comes to politics.
There's the quote. Empathy is a made-up New Age term. There's a difference between disrespecting the dead and saying realities. Like there's a difference between saying I don't believe he was a good person and saying he deserved everything that came to him. You can disagree with somebody without disrespecting them. I know people like to say, don't speak ill of the dead or whatever, but you can disagree with somebody that's dead without, disrespecting them. I only chewed off one nail. Thank you. Butter. No, I think all the other ones are to where I can't chew them. I think that was the only one I was able to chew. So I think all the other ones are too short. She said, "You think he was powerful before? Just wait to see what will happen soon." Who said that? Who said what? I'm so confused. I agree, Diane. Our enemies do like when we fight within. That is true. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, right. Her weird ass speech. Yeah. I heard about that. I didn't actually watch the whole thing, though. I just heard it was kind of fucked up. What are you doing? What are you doing? You sleeping? How was it weird? Well, for starters, the sentence that you just said. I'm sorry, but that's weird. It took you that long, dude. I literally just played it.
For more than empathy, that's a separate.
I literally just played it.
But I have a. Instead, it is to say you're actually not in pain. So let's just a little, very short clip. Bill Clinton in the 1990s. It was all about empathy and sympathy. I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that it does a lot of damage, but it is very effective when it comes to politics. Sympathy, I prefer more than empathy. That's a separate topic for a different time. Instead, it is to say.
I'm aware. I told you I knew what the hell the damn quote was. That's good, Audra. Well, that's because sympathy and empathy are two different words. The point is, he doesn't believe in empathy. Regardless, if he believes that sympathy is a better word, number one, you don't use it for the same thing. Sympathy and empathy are two different words. So, regardless of the fact he thinks that sympathy is better over empathy, they're not the same word. And he says that he believes that the word empathy is damaging. Therefore, he does not believe in empathy. Therefore, why are we giving him empathy? He didn't even believe in it anyway. I felt like I was going to sneeze, but apparently I didn't have to. You can empathize with people. That's I don't know if you understand the difference between sympathy and empathy, but you absolutely can empathize with people. Some people can feel that. A lot of people can't empathize, but a lot of people can empathize. Most people sympathize, but there are people who can empathize. Just because you are unable of empathy does not mean that everybody is unable of empathy. And empathy is not damaging in any way, shape, or form. It makes people understand other people. That's cool, Audrey. Let's send me a picture. No, that's not what I said at all. I didn't take the quote out of context. I didn't say anything that he's not worth of sympathy. I'm not talking about sympathy. I'm talking about empathy. I'm not saying he's not worth sympathy, which I don't know if I do or don't believe he's worth sympathy. I'd have to actually sit down and think about it. I'm talking about empathy, not sympathy. Don't put words in my mouth. You're taking what I'm saying out of context. I didn't say that he wasn't worth sympathy. I said he's not worth empathy. Did he believe in helping poor people? Not that I'm aware of. You can emphasize the death of a father without ever experiencing having a death of someone that was such as. You can empathize because you've lost somebody close to you. Maybe not necessarily a father, but you've lost somebody that is close to you in an aspect. For me, losing my dad was nothing compared to losing other fucking animals, okay? I didn't have a relationship with my dad. So somebody could have a closer relationship with their cousin than somebody does with their dad. If you've lost somebody close to you, you can empathize with somebody losing somebody close to them. It doesn't have to be a specific thing. It doesn't have to be dad to dad, mom to mom, cousin to cousin. I don't care what his wife owns. What his wife owns and what he owns is not it's not the same. His wife owns it, for starters. Just because a wife owns something does not mean that the husband agrees with it. Maybe he does. I don't know. But it doesn't mean that they necessarily do. He also said that all homeless people that were mentally ill were an issue. So you're helping homeless people, but that you're also saying you have a problem with. I just seen a damn quote about that fucking 2 hours ago. Don't ask me the exact quote. I don't have it. My dad didn't raise me. Try again. You can relate in the fact of losing someone close to you and somebody. If you lost, let's say you have a relationship with your dad. I don't. I would still be able to empathize with you from losing someone close to me. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be dad to dad, mom to mom. All deaths aren't the same. Nobody's saying all deaths are the same, but losing someone that is close to you, we all go through that. That's something that happens to 99.9% of people. We lose somebody close to us. The manner of death does not matter. Who it happened to doesn't matter. It's the fact that we have experienced loss. And loss in a scale is fairly similar. I said there's some people who can't empathize, but that doesn't mean the empathy is damaging. Some people cannot empathize. Some people can empathize. But to say that the word empathy is a damaging word, it is not a damaging word just because you're unable to experience it. You can be unable to experience something and it not be damaging. Did I ever abort? No, I did not. Do I believe in it? Yes. Did I ever have one? No. I didn't have to worry about that. God took them from me. Oh, yeah, I went there. That's what happens when you have like 7 miscarriages. I didn't do it. Somebody else did. What are you doing? What are you doing? Move. Move. I'm trying to see your side. Move. Roll over. Why don't you roll over? I'm trying to see your belly. Why are you laying on him? Are you actually capitalizing every word of that sentence? Phoenix Tail's actually doing good. It's actually almost gone. I agree to a large point, Watermelon. Unfortunately, there is ways that it happens. Either A, even when you're being careful, or B, that happens when somebody forces themselves on you, which you don't have a say in. I do believe if you're going to play stupid games and win stupid prizes, you don't get to bitch. In my view. Oh, nobody said you were being disrespectful. I'm just wondering, like, that's just the way you type. That's a lot of work and effort. It's a lot of work and effort. And not if you're used to typing it like that, though, I guess. Okay, this shirt's getting on my nerves. The graphic is making the shirt puff up. Not for you? Okay. Are you doing it on a computer or a phone? I think it'd be easier to do on a computer than a phone. I think on a phone that would be very, very annoying. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. That doesn't mean that they're all correct, though. I mean, we're all entitled to opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Doesn't make it right, wrong, or otherwise. If you have to, it doesn't have to be the reproduction way. What the hell are you talking about? Opinions are not facts. Absolutely. What? What? That's my hand. That's my hand. What are you doing? Well, nobody, you put, and if you have to do it, nobody has to do it. It's a choice. Well, stands for when it's not a choice. But when it is consensual, it's a choice. You don't have to ever do it. It's not a requirement. It's not, death or taxes. You need your nails cut. You need your nails cut. Your nails are long. How are your nails? Your nails ain't as bad. Your nails are bad. You need your nails cut. Oh, I have very dry humor as well. You guys are sitting head to head. You look so funny. You look like a little two-headed yin-yang dog. You're even light and dark. Look at them. Aren't they cute? Look like little yin-yangs. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, Watermelon. If you're being forced, you don't have a say in it. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do, however the hell they want to do it. You're not just going to be like, oh, hey, can you do this? And they're going to listen. They're forcing you. You don't have a say in it. Have you ever been forced? Like, that's not how it works. Having a say in it would make it consensual. The brown one always looks like he's smiling. He's weird. He always looks like he's smiling. He's my smiling little Bronxy. Bronxy. Is your tail going? Are you a happy dog? Is your tail going? You happy dog? Look at you. You guys are like a little two-headed creature. Yeah, they're comfortable. Pepper. That's why I've been playing with them the whole time I've been in here. I got 4 of them in here with me. The other 5 are out in the hall, out in the living room. I only allow these 4 in here. The other ones are too damn big to come in here. Lay down. No, don't step on him. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Hey, learn to listen. Lay down. Put your butt on the ground and lay down. Yes, Pepperoon. Pepperoon. She is scruffy. She is a scruffy dog. She's my hairiest dog I have. She's just a big scruff head. Kira's got some hair to her because she's a Great Pyrenees, but Pepper is just nothing but scruff. She's 19 different dog breeds. Literally 19 different dog breeds. We had her DNA tested. So I'm just a big old mutt. I'm a mutt. I'm a big old mutt. You make monster props as a hobby? Woohoo! I like the Scream and the Saw and the Final Destination, but I mean, like, I like other stuff too, but those are like my go-to comfort movies. Can you lay down? You're driving me nuts. Lay down. Can't handle horror movies. The very first movie I ever watched, I was 5, and it was Poltergeist, and I looked just like Carol Ann, so I was really confused. That was my first foray into horror, was Poltergeist. Also made me not like clowns for the next, like, 5 years. This convo's fucked up. Nobody's paying you to be here. I'm not, well, I am getting paid to be here, but you're not getting paid to be here, so you don't have to stay. Clowns don't really bother me. They bothered me for a while, but I got over it eventually. That's okay, Robert. My husband cannot handle horror movies. I went to go see The Long Walk today, and he wouldn't even go see that with me, and it's not even a horror movie. I watch horror. He can't stand it. He came out while I was watching Hostel, and he's like, how can people watch this? This is horrible. It shouldn't even be a thing. And I'm like, I don't know, it's entertainment? I don't know. I never read it or saw it. I know it, but I've never read or saw it, believe it or not. Not a huge Stephen King fan, which is funny considering the movie I just saw today. But I'm not a huge Stephen King fan. He's very hit or miss with me. I can't read Stephen King. I had a book of short stories of Stephen King, and I managed to read most of it. I cannot read Stephen King. My ADHD will not let me. Would you come here? You got something stuck on your head. Stephen King writes for people that are visual, and I have aphasia. So he's going on and on and on and on and on about like a tablecloth, and I'm already on to the next. Like I can't read. He's too detailed. I can't picture things when I'm reading them. I read it, I know what there is, but I don't, like, my husband will watch a whole movie in his head when he reads. I read it and I understand it and I know what's going on, but I can't picture it. So I don't need you to tell me about how the sun comes glistening through the window onto the blue tablecloth that sparkled like his grandmother's eyes and the smell of bacon and I don't need to know all that. You're in a kitchen. Let's go. Yeah, he talks too much. I can usually watch his movies, but I can't read his books. He talks too much. I just need, seriously. What are you doing? Oh, that's good, Audra. I hope they're working for you. Are you chewing on your sister's head? Get the thing off her head, because I can't get it off her head. She's got a sticky spot on her head. He details everything is the problem. Like I said, I can't do it. Like, I need you to tell me you're in a kitchen. I don't need to know how, why, what it smells like. I don't need to know any of that. I like just getting to the point. Why are you chewing on her arm now? Don't chew on her arm. I never read Tom Clancy. When I read, I either read young adult so my brain can just kind of melt, or I read true crime. I don't read a lot of fiction. I read mainly true crime books. I like to get my details and go type deal. My eyes jump paragraphs when I read too, especially if my OCD is kicking up really bad. But luckily, I've been pretty good with it not kicking up real bad ever since I had my hysterectomy. Before that, my OCD was so bad I could barely function. But once my shit got yanked out, my OCD calmed down some, and I can actually read now. I'm sure he probably was on coke for most of them. What are you doing? Life is hard, you little freeloader. Can you get one? Get one what? Can you get a life? This dog needs to get a life. Do I fish? I have 7 fish tanks. I have fished. I'm pretty good at it. I haven't fished in years. Oh, man, you got a big old scab on your head. Come here. Come here. Would you... Ouch. Don't jump on me. Hold on. Come here. Would you stop stepping on me? Sit down. Sit. Sit. Yeah, I know, because you have a scab on your head I'm trying to fucking fix. Come here. Why are you a pain in my ass? You might have the wrong equipment to have a hysterectomy. Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, I like The Haunting. What are you doing? I'm trying to fix the scab on your head. Will you move your head? No, I don't need you. Move your head. Come on. I know it's bothering you. I'm trying to help you, dude. Give me your head. Oh, my Lord. Give me your head. What are you doing? No, give me your head. Why are we batting each other? Is there a male version? Yeah, vasectomy. Well, I mean, not technically, but, like, technically. Vasectomies are so easy, dude. My husband literally had... I was in the room when he had his vasectomy. Like, vasectomies are so easy. They're done in, like, 20 minutes. Meanwhile, my hysterectomy, I had to be knocked out and had all my shit taken out. And it costs way more, too. We had a vasectomy done for $50 copay. My hysterectomy was, like, 50 grand. Can I just get that off your head, please? Can you just give me your head for, like, 4 seconds? Thank you. That's all I had to do. That's it. I got it. Yes, she had a scab on her head, and she would not let me take the scab off her head. Peppy. Pep. Come here. Peppy. Your sister's not very smart. Come here. Can I see your head? Yeah, hi. Ma'am. I don't know who Bobby Butcher is. Is that Giggle Bush in my vape? No. I'm not sure what Giggle Bush is. No, I'm just smoking nicotine. Hey, come here. Can I just see you for like 5 seconds? I just want to see the spot on your head. Come, why are you like this? Yeah, oh, the water boy? No, I don't have the devil's lettuce in there, unfortunately. It's just vape. It's just nicotine. Just... Why are you like this? Can you just let me look at your head for 2 seconds? 2 seconds. Oh, I know what the water boy is. I've never seen it, but I know what it is. It's an Adam Sandler movie. But I've never seen it. I've watched a few Adam Sandler movies, but I'm not a comedy fan. I don't really like comedy. Hey. Quit. Hey. 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 Quit. 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 Adam Sandler, a SOW? Huh? I did see the remake of Longest Yard way back in the day. It was pretty good. I've only seen a handful of his movies. I've seen Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, Billy Madison, Click, 50 First Dates. I think that's it. When your mom gets out of jail, you're going to binge watch Adam Sandler. Well, I mean, to each their own, I guess. Hey, would you stop? Stop. You need to listen. You're not listening. You're going to end up chewing your freaking body off. Knock it off. No. There are some good looking women in jail. I'm sure there probably is. I wouldn't know. I've never been to jail, thank God. Hey. Hey. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Pepper! Stop it. You are working my nerves tonight. Pepper. Well, then I'm sure you'll enjoy your Adam Sandler marathon in December then. Stop. Stop. Oh my God. Stop. You're about to leave. You're acting up and you're not listening. Stop. Get out of his butt. I've never played football. Oh, that's cool, Audra. Alrighty, Robert. It's nice having you around. Stop by again. Alright, guys. Well, this has been a fun and lively debate time, and I everybody that hung around, I appreciate you. We don't always talk about such topics, but apparently today we did. So, hope y'all had a time, and I will be live again sometime in the near eventual future. So, I'm gonna go.